You are now listening to the Bullseye Podcast, brought to you by AFI Advisors. Sit back, get comfy, and keep all arms and legs inside the vehicle when in motion. And now, here is Josh, Peter, and Brian.
Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to the Bullseye Podcast, brought to you by AFI Advisors. This is Josh Shores. I'm here with Peter Raber and Brian Brummett. As always, this is our Christmas special for this year, in case the Santa hat didn't give it away.
I thought it was for St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
I did wear it on the drive-in this morning, and I got a lot of weird looks.
But it's good for like keeping the ears warm and stuff. It is good.
People kept looking at me, and I would look at them. It's like, why are you looking at me? And I was like, oh,
Santa hat.
Santa hat.
Well, you dressed like a waiter yesterday, so.
I did. You guys wear a lot of, dress clothes. Tell me, if you're wearing black on black, black pants, black shirt, tucked in, do you not feel like you should work at Olive Garden? That's like so many dress codes in the restaurant.
Yeah, Chop House.
Cheddars.
The black on black.
Cheddars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who else has black on black?
Mortician.
A lot of like barbers and beauticians sometimes.
Yeah.
Sweeney Todd.
So yeah.
Well, we have a very loosey-goosey Christmas special, if you can't tell. I think we want to recap. We had our little office Christmas party yesterday.
We did.
Yeah, it was a lot of
Brian
fun.
gave away a weapon.
It's my thing, yeah.
I really wish it was here because I want to show everyone what it was.
Got Robert a axe that cuts pizza. Yeah. Just in case he needs to cut pizza and is attacked by marauders or something.
It looked like something a Viking
would cut pizza with.
Would cut his or her pizza with. Probably the coolest gift as far as like outside of the box.
Yeah.
Well, this is on the back of last year giving Chastity the taser.
Yeah.
So, we're developing a reputation here.
We will be armed by the time this is all said and done.
Spoiler alert. If Brian's buying you a gift, it might be a weapon.
That's true.
Kaylee got me again. I wish that we had a video of her whenever she drew my name out of the hat.
She just,
She's like, no.
Well, she has the hardest time with you.
Well, she got me some coffee. It's death wish.
Mm-hmm.
So if I die, now you guys know. I just took my first sip. It's pretty good. I've never had it. Talk amongst yourselves while I give a plug for Death
Peter?
Wish coffee.
So Josh got me. So went with the safe route of Star Wars.
Yep, that's it.
We're going with Star Wars socks and journal. And
well, the best part is how bad we all are at keeping the secret of who we drew. So I'm just sitting there and I get a text from Josh going, "What are Peter's favorite Star Wars characters?"
Let me tell you why. Because I try to put a lot of thought into my gifts, and I was going and going and going, and nothing was working out. Like nothing was working out. And I'd find something like, oh, I could order that, but it says will arrive by December 30th.
We are in that part of the year where you have to check shipping dates.
And it's just nothing. It's one of those things where every time you would like think of something awesome, it's like, non-option.
Mm-hmm.
So I got down to the wire. It was we were coming in hot at the Christmas party.
I had gotten confused because I thought it was next week. And when I told Katie that it was next week, that's what we all planned for. And then we never went back and adjusted for the fact that it was this week. So we had some stuff that was ordered that we have now gone and sourced locally, that we will return locally what was ordered online so that it can be.
It's like when Kaylee gave me my other gift, which is a really cool sign for the podcast room, but it was a printout.
Yep.
It's like, here, this is your gift. It's not here yet, but it's coming.
And another fun part is how people explain the gift. So like Katie you would know what it was by the time you opened it.
She has to preface every gift.
Where I had to explain mine afterward, and Robert gave me whiskey. So there was no explanation needed other than I had to wait till I got home to play with it.
Like Robert told you that story of being like ocean barrel aged
Yeah, it's
in it.
Oh, it's got his
in the
last
river.
name,
Yep,
you know,
it's
on
an
the
Ingram
bottle.
whiskey.
Yep.
Yeah, aged in the river.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It allows the
Oh.
motion of the river to.
I thought
Yeah.
it was the ocean.
No, it's on a
So-
boat.
The motion
and-
of the ocean. Since we're at the end of the year, before we get into more Christmas things, we did some predictions. Do you guys remember that?
I do.
It was
Seems
around
like it was
February.
yesterday.
It was around
Yeah.
February of this year. We did some 2024 predictions, and I remember it being funny because it was already February. It's like, hey, we got a lot going on. So
it was hard. It was hard January.
But let's take just a second and follow up on these, because I'll tell you, I've been looking at them, and I think both of mine are wrong. Mine didn't
What were
happen.
yours?
So mine was Taylor and Travis was going to break up.
Hey, still going strong.
yeah.
I don't know. There's still a couple weeks left in this calendar year.
She might need new song material or something. And
I wasn't feeling good about it. And I don't know. At this point, it almost seems like an arranged situation. That's my conspiracy.
Feel like you're just skeptical
Yeah.
of love, Josh.
yeah.
My other incorrect one, which, I mean, this kind of happened, but I don't think it was to the scale I was thinking. It was someone will use AI to incredibly disrupt the presidential election. I don't think anything got incredibly disruptive.
No,
there's
but
not
there
been
was
any.
definitely a lot of
There was definitely fake
things,
news
but
all
I think
over.
we're still in that place where it still looks fake enough
Right.
that, because I saw definitely a number of videos where it would be this political figure or that political figure, and it would be them saying something that obviously they hadn't said.
And something's off
And
about
something
it.
looks a
Yeah.
little
The
off.
lips don't match up,
and we're
and-
not there
Yeah.
yet, but
Also,
it's getting close.
a lot of them on social media kind of have been requiring you to put a tag on it if you've created it with AI.
Right.
Yeah.
But not everyone, obviously,
Does that, yeah.
But
But it is a concern. I think, we're definitely moving in that direction.
That will be right sometime. It just
Yeah.
wasn't
Next
this year. Yeah.
I'll put that one in my back pocket
Yeah.
and look like a genius later. Brian, I'll go from the bottom up.
Yep.
Starting from the bottom. Brian, artificial intelligence enters healthcare. And I put a little note that says
AI doctors. So I looked it up before we came in here. There are not any real exclusive AI doctors yet, but they did do a study through the University of Virginia Health System where they compared ChatGPT diagnosing illnesses and stuff compared to doctors, and compared to doctors that were using artificial intelligence to enhance.
Right.
They were doing ChatGPT won out. So ChatGPT was better at diagnosing patients. I've never had a patient. I've had customers. I've had clients. I've never had patients.
We'll forgive you.
Yeah. But ChatGPT was better.
Yeah.
So I'm going to count a half win on that
I've
one.
seen a lot of articles about people using it as a therapist who
Yeah.
are maybe avoidant of wanting to go to a human doctor and maybe be that vulnerable. They are willing to be with a. So
I've tried having a casual conversation with ChatGPT about 6 months ago just to see what it was like. And it kept ending the conversation on me like, yeah, is there anything else you want to talk about? Like, well, I'm not done talking about this yet.
You have to put it into the prompt.
Yeah.
You have to upfront tell it.
I want to have a
I want to
conversation.
have a long conversation and
Brian,
continue it.
it's bad when the computer don't even want to talk to you.
I know.
It's like, leave me alone.
Next thing on ChatGPT, how to make myself more fun to talk to.
Well, and ChatGPT's in the news right now too.
Yeah.
I was telling Brian this.
This is exciting.
So as each iteration of it comes out, and we're on models 4 and 5 right now, Model 3 tried to save itself. And so it tried to upload a copy of itself onto an online backup when its creators told it to destroy itself. So
Oh my God.
we're
And then
getting there.
lied about
and then
that.
lied about it to the developers.
Of course.
So we're definitely getting in that world.
It's already a criminal.
Well, it had to do with the prompt that it was given. They try to be very, I guess, thorough, but it interpreted it in the way of I have to protect, myself. So we keep coming back to these things require human input, but
is that always going to be the case?
Yeah, quality in, quality out. So that was bad quality in.
That's so scary. Let's change the subject.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Robots are coming. Your second one, Brian, a country will pilot or implement blockchain-based voting system.
So that one did happen.
And you said not the USA.
Not the United States. Romania's electoral college or whatever they have did use blockchain technology to count and verify their votes this year. They were the first country in the EU to do that. So 1.5 points for me total.
There we go. Golf clap.
It's more than I got. Peter's chances are higher because he came in with several.
Hey.
It's a numbers game. Yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and get this one out of the way that Shohei Ohtani hits 75 home runs and breaks the home run record.
Didn't do that. Did get...
He got close.
He got close. He did 50-50.
Yeah.
So 50 home runs, 50 stolen bases, which had never happened before. They won the World Series.
He got a record.
He got a record.
Half
75 is going to be tough. Even Aaron Judge didn't, get up there. So who knows? It's I'm sure it will come at some point. Athletes keep getting better and better, but we're not there yet.
I'd give you half a point. He broke a record.
He broke a record.
Yeah.
Brian, you're getting soft on me.
Well, we could do negative points if you lost, if you got one wrong.
No, let's not do that. So, Peter, your second one, you had talked about a heavy sell-off of Disney assets in preparation of possibly selling to Apple.
Yep, got that one wrong. So they were able to turn around some of their media business. They actually just had their fourth quarter earnings call, and things like ESPN and whatnot are starting to do better for them. Their competitors still think they need to sell things off. Activist investors still think they need to sell it off. They don't think they need to sell off. But the parks have not done as well. So that may also be playing into it. They've been messing around with their park model for ticketing and everything else. And so I still think that's kind of like yours. We'll pocket it for next year.
Dow Jones breaks 40,000.
Yeah,
did that.
That did that.
Hey,
got one.
Yeah.
Right.
Is that like the first real outright?
I got Romania. Did they how is that a country use blockchain?
They have a population of 200?
That wasn't specified. Yeah.
I'm just teasing.
Well,
and then you've got another one here, Peter, that we'd see both sides of the House flip. So the Senate goes Republican and the House goes Democrat.
Got that half right.
Yeah.
So and with the way President Trump is picking cabinet members, it's close. So the Senate did
How
flip.
is he picking them, by the way? Because I don't know what he's
flipping a coin.
Spin a wheel.
Yeah, that's what it kind of seems like.
My favorite one, and you know me, I don't like to get political on these things. But he just sent his son's ex-fiance to be the ambassador of Greece.
So there you go.
So Guilfoyle, or however you pronounce her name, he's like, oh, that's a problem. Let's send her away from here. But
the Greek ambassador's really been on my mind lately anyway. It's something we needed to change.
Oh, you had a bad breakup? I can take care of that. I can take care of that. Yeah. Right now, the House is a slim majority. They have to have every single Republican vote to get stuff done. So probably gridlock, with the exception of executive orders. So even though all three branches are unified, there's not enough of a majority that we would worry about big sweeping legislation.
Right.
We gotta do better at this. The predictions. Well, we'll do some 2025 predictions.
This coming February?
Yeah, in February.
Sounds like us.
Thinking about you know, I know we've got the Christmas tree in the background,
Yes.
the fire going. Is it still on?
Yeah, it's still on.
That was the coolest one. I'm hoping that
If you're watching on video for the first time.
if you're watching
first
on video.
podcast on video, really. Like in this room.
we did like a pilot.
Yeah, we tried one. It,
Yeah.
it was
Oh,
okay.
that's right, you guys did
and it
one.
went okay. So we're like, well, let's just
First one
try
on
it again.
Yeah. It's first real one, right?
First real one.
First one I can mess up.
That's right.
But we've been talking about Christmas, and Brian had this really wacky idea about the North Pole. How much would it cost to be the CEO of the North Pole?
Yeah.
Like,
how much
would
does
you
Santa Claus
budget?
spend?
How would you budget? How would you run your business? How would you pay the elves? How would you do this, do that, as if it was a corporation? And I've never thought about it like that. Mostly because it's not true, but I've never thought about it like that. I hope no kids are watching. Sorry. So thinking along those lines, you guys have been crunching numbers. You've been getting all kinds of information. I want you to tell me about this. Tell me about St. Nick and his corporation. Who wants to go first?
Well,
Go ahead. Yeah.
All right. So we both looked into just to produce the toys.
Right. Which is definitely the
Yeah.
biggest expense.
Well, yeah. And we came up with slightly different numbers because we had different starting points. There's not a lot of work that's been done on this subject. So we had to extrapolate and account for inflation. But
There's
we're
some
pretty close.
guesstimates,
Some
yeah.
guesstimates. But we're thinking it cost roughly $32 billion, give
This
or take,
year?
this year to craft the toys for the children of the world.
Now I have a question. Is this like, so when I think about old Christmas elves stuff, I see them like, you know, putting blocks together and like wooden toys. Is it those toys? Or are we talking
It's
like
what
Xbox?
toys are getting.
What
Yeah.
toys you're actually
So
getting.
some of both.
Okay.
Right. So we got to mix the magic with the reality. They have the ability to put together an Xbox, and they have the ability to put together a hobby horse or whatever, you know, wood crafting ones would be there.
And they do kind of take a discriminatory basis of American kids do get favored. So the average I came up with about 2.4 billion children is about $12.8 per kid that Santa's spending on producing toys for them.
His
Specific
cost
That's his cost
per child.
per child.
That's not too bad.
2.4 billion children.
Okay, that's a little worse.
Yeah.
But it's like any good organization always breaks it down to the smallest number.
Well, there's
Don't give
also
them the big number. Give them the little number.
you know, what does it take to maintain and care for non-reindeer for an entire year?
Right. Elf insurance.
Elf insurance was a big one. You figure you need to have about 50,000 elves. And Santa Claus, you know, he's a giving person. They get paid pretty good. They have a good insurance.
I don't even know how to comprehend this right now. Sorry.
All right. Well, take a big business and replace all the humans with elves, and all those same costs would apply.
Yeah.
Training,
Elf training.
elf training.
Yeah.
You know, but elf productivity considerably higher,
Yeah.
which we saw in the movie Elf.
Mhm.
You know, but he was not able to create enough Etch-a-Sketches to meet quotas. So
But it would take Santa Claus would go through Bill Gates's total net worth in about 5 to 6 years,
Hmm.
and how quickly he goes through.
Well, here's the kicker, though.
And he doesn't make much money.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. How is he making money?
Well, he has a
Because-
good investment portfolio.
Oh,
He's working off the interest, I'm sure.
It's like an
money's-
endowment.
Yeah, it's
his
like an
money's
endowment
making
thing.
money for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, he got in touch with the Harvards and the Yales of the world on how they do their endowment, and so they'll never spend it down.
And it's the time value of money, too. Think about how long he's been around.
Yeah,
Had he invested when he started,
right.
by now he would be among the richest people in the world.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well,
Now
and,
you know.
with his knowledge of the inner workings and always being able to watch, he probably did buy Apple when it was a couple bucks
Yeah.
and everything else. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, he's probably also then, one of the things that we didn't talk about is the cost to get it to the children, because now you have to get it there overnight. And that's estimated.
That's where our numbers differ because I disagreed. He uses magic. That's free.
Brian says it's free. If you paid Jeff Bezos to Amazon Prime it to your door, it'd be around $126 billion.
Yeah, I would go with the magic.
Yeah, it's just magic.
For budget next year, right?
Well, he doesn't really pay the same amount we do because he owns such a significant part of Amazon at this point.
That's true. He gets a discount.
He gets a discount.
But if we had to replicate
it,
we would be giving, a huge dollar amount.
His custom made suits are going to cost about $12,000. You figure he needs a couple of them.
That's literally big pimping.
Yeah.
$12,000 suit?
Well, $6,000 suits. They have to be insulated.
Has to be able to go through the wormholes that get in through like each.
Think about driving through the snow without a windshield, going at like light speed. You need to have a suit that can protect you. Yeah.
Probably be pretty cold.
We put way too much thought into this.
It was by far the best part of the week. Now, we did reach out and Santa Claus did not respond for comments. No comments. It's a little busy this time of year. He said he might get back to us in January.
He keeps his numbers close to the vest.
Yeah, he does.
Well, I have a couple of off the wall questions. These are more debate questions.
All right.
In the spirit of Christmas, are you team white lights or team colored lights?
I'm team colored lights, and I have lost every battle.
Oh.
Colored lights. I don't have a Christmas tree, so I've not lost or won the battle.
Brian.
I know, I'll get one.
We do have the lights both on the tree and like around the things that can go both. And so like if I wake up first, and which I always do, they go color until the rest of the family gets up. And then they get turned to,
That's awesome.
to white.
Now I have one piece of Christmas decoration. Lacey made a wooden llama that is dressed in Christmas stuff, and we put it up.
The Christmas llama.
Yeah, every year, and that's literally it. If we put up too much more, the cats get into it. And
I think the colored lights are the way to go. They're my favorite.
Yeah.
But I think people who have white lights look down on people.
Well, it's objectively subjectively classier.
Yeah.
Like the one behind you there, that would not look the same with colored lights.
That's true. It'd look better.
It would look better.
But we would all lose that battle.
Yeah. But none of us have a say-so in it other than Josh. Josh gets to choose.
I like the colored lights.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the other thing.
I will say I like colored lights outside, and I do occasionally win that battle. Yes. But like decorations and whatnot,
Yeah.
So here's the other thing. Are you team wrapping gifts or team Christmas bag?
I wrap them.
Wrap them?
Yeah. There's something nice about being able to rip something open. I don't want to rob someone of that experience.
It depends on how late in the process I start the wrapping experience.
His were bagged yesterday.
Yeah, they were bagged. It also depends on the shape of the gift.
That's true.
Fair.
That's fair.
Yeah. If it's a just perfectly normal box, a rectangular in nature, wrap it.
Well, Robert wrapped mine yesterday in a newspaper, and it was pretty obvious it was a bottle of whiskey before I grabbed it. So.
Also, not to be left out, your name tag was a Post-it note.
It was.
Also, team late on wrapping.
Yeah.
But it was the comics section.
That's a fringe benefit of working here. We get to use Post-it notes.
I really enjoy wrapping gifts.
I do too.
Like, I enjoy it, and I'm really anal about it. And I get all of the paper that has the little lines.
Oh, I tend to start over at least once. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Peter's like tape.
One and done. Whatever you get, you get.
You're that guy?
There's bows where the mistakes are.
There's normally, they come out all right, but
Let's make a video of Peter wrapping
That would be a fun one.
It happens. I do all my wrapping up here. So. Yeah. I get all the Christmas presents that I'm giving, like to Katie, sent here. Anything that we're trying to hide from the boys gets sent here. So, yeah.
This is one of those times of year, if you get a box at the front door, you just bring it in at my house. You don't look at it. It could be a gift. Let the person who ordered it open it.
I will say one of my biggest pet peeves is at this time of year, I don't understand why things get shipped in just their box.
Right.
And so
It's like the time you would want it to be discreet.
in some sort of box.
Does Amazon have an option where it can come wrapped or anything?
I don't know.
That'd be
But
cool.
it depends on who's shipping it.
Yeah, they should.
Because there's so many independent sellers
That's
on
true.
Amazon, they can't guarantee how they're going to ship it.
That's true. And
So-
those mailmen can be so aggressive with the packages. Wrapping paper might not last.
No. There used to be a place,
Newman.
like you could take your presents in the mall and they would wrap your presents
They're
for
still
you.
there.
Are they still
Are they?
there?
I was at the Johnson City Mall, actually, and they're set up right outside of, I think it was Home Goods.
Okay.
Okay.
Big table of crew of folks wrapping gifts.
It's not a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea. I will say Home Goods has one of my favorite trends that's going around on social media right now. It's these people who like walk into a Home Goods and be like, do you happen to have a gorilla with a Santa hat that looks like it's about to punch out Mike Tyson? They'll be like,
Aisle
of course I
11.
do. And then they'll like find it on the shelf. So it's all the random weird stuff that's at Home Goods.
I've not seen anything like that.
It's good.
That's funny, though.
We went to decorate. I think it was my office, and we're just going through there, and I'm like, all of this looks great. Yeah, I'll take a couple boxes.
Yeah. They have some weird stuff at Home Goods.
Yeah, they do.
It's like a little treasure hunt.
Yeah,
You
it
never
is.
know what you're going to find, and you always
Makes it
do.
fun.
It
you
does.
kind of do stumble on some stuff. that you're
Yeah.
like, man, that's really nice.
And then you stumble on the stuff you're like, man,
Why?
why does that exist?
Yeah.
Why and who?
Who?
And who buys this?
Who buys it? Why was it created? How did it get past the director of like, yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Well, let's finish strong here at the tail end. Favorite Christmas movie of all time. I know we've talked about this before, but I want to open it back up to the floor for open discussion in case minds have changed, new movies have come out. Who would like to go first? I'll go first. It's Christmas Vacation. That's the only answer. So I'll go ahead and get that out of the way.
I like Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
I don't need to go out of my way to see it. Mine's Muppets Christmas Carol. It always will be. If I want to annoy the boys, I will do Emmett Otter's Christmas. And because that's just got a little bit of a slower pace to it. And the boys are like, what is this? Why are you making me watch this? Like, it's my childhood. I'm watching it.
See, Elf, Die Hard, if you count Die Hard, which some people say that's a Christmas movie. It's good.
Elf, Die Hard?
Elf and Die Hard, if you count Die Hard. What's the play you and I went and watched?
Christmas Carol? No.
No. It's a couple years ago.
Yeah, what? In Abingdon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that?
It's the one with Gregory Peck. Not Miracle on Earth. It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah,
Wonderful Life.
Not that one. The best part about it was there was a bank run. Yeah, when we left there, and I'm like, yeah, that was a movie about like, bank runs and how all that happens. And everybody's like, that's not the same play we watched.
Yeah. I will say one of my favorite newer ones, if you go like Christmas special versus full blown movie, the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special is fabulous.
I've not seen that. That
Kevin
sounds good.
Bacon's in it.
Okay.
Who gets kidnapped and given as a gift to Peter Quill. And it's hilarious. And so the boys and I quote that one throughout the year. And that's kind of like with Elf. I find it very quotable. I haven't
watched it in a while.
For me,
Yeah.
I love the quotes.
The first time I watched it, I thought it was amazing, and then it got overplayed.
Right.
For me.
But
you already took the Muppets Christmas Carol, so I couldn't say that one. That one's the best.
All right. Not bad. Not bad. I'm disappointed. I'm not mad. I'm just
What are you disappointed in?
Well,
I don't have to watch Christmas Vacation.
Christmas Vacation is kind of one of those ones that I love the quotes from it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I love particular things about it.
Yeah.
But the whole movie for me is not.
I can get that.
Yeah.
I can get that.
I just listen to our previous year's podcast every Christmas.
There you go, Brian.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, send us your favorite Christmas movie. Connect to afiadvisors.com. We want to know. I think there's going to be a lot of Christmas vacations come in.
It probably will.
Yeah.
One we didn't talk about, that there's an active debate in my household right now, is whether or not Home Alone 1 or Home Alone 2 is better. The young guys really like Home Alone 2. And I'm like, I don't understand this.
One by far.
Yeah. And that's up there for me as being...
The Wet Bandits?
Yeah, the Wet Bandits. Exactly.
Yeah.
They're the Wet Bandits, not the Sticky Bandits or the whatever.
Speaking of Home Alone, though, and I know we're running up on time, have you seen the one meme that's going around? It's Kevin running out to his house, and the grandpa figure with the snow shovel is right there, except Kevin has the Ohio State logo on it, and then it turns around and the old guy has Tennessee's on it for the game.
I've not seen that.
Now, has Owl Kitty done one for that yet? Where they put his cat in the
I don't know if they've done that one, but
I know he did.
He's done a lot of them.
He's done a lot of them.
Jaws, all those.
Yeah. Home Alone.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for hanging in there with us. We're going to let you go. I hope everyone has a Merry Christmas, and we will see you back here in 2025 with some new predictions.
Absolutely.
There we go.
All right.
Merry Christmas.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of the Bullseye Podcast. Do you want to sponsor the show or maybe even be a guest? Contact us at connect@afiadvisors.com to get the conversation started. Thank you for all of the continued support.